It is Tuesday. Is that right? It is Tuesday, day after Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys had a great, I hope you got, we have some candy corn sitting in our kitchen right now. And that's kind of where we are indulging. And it's November, which is really weird. And I don't know if you can tell based on, I don't know how lit I am, but it is gray and it feels kind of fall wintry, like there's no joke that it is now. Summer is over and we're moving into the holidays. And I think this weekend is daylight savings, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, so that's why I thought I would go live, because I was just feeling a little meh, under the weather, and I needed a pick-me-up, and it's always nice to show up and talk and share what I'm learning and what I'm seeing in my world here, interviewing bloggers, talking to people, thinking of helping people sell digital products. So anyway, for those who don't know me, I'm Jillian Leslie, and I'm host of the Blogger Genius podcast. And I wanted to pop in today to talk about my newest episode. So just as a little background on me, check me out here. I'm initially our first business, which is still going strong, founder of Catch My Party, largest party ideas site on the web. And then we've built some other companies. I'm founder of the Milo Tree pop-up app that if you go to a bunch of food bloggers' blogs, you'll probably see it. It's a pop-up. It'll say follow me on Instagram or Pinterest or TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or join my list. That's our pop-up app. And now we're launching Milo Tree Cart, which we have launched. And I can't tell you how exciting it is to see creators having tremendous success. So we built it, ready, for female bloggers, because I'm a female blogger and I understand the needs of female bloggers. And the messaging that I keep getting from people is, I suck at tech. These are all women telling me this. Now, to be honest with you, I feel that same way multiple times a day. However, most tech isn't built for you. Most tech is kind of poorly built. So we personalize it and think I'm the one who's bad at tech. And the reality is maybe tech is bad at us. Therefore, we built Milo Tree Cart to be super simple, built for non-techies. We don't give you a lot of choices because we want you to get up and get selling in 10 minutes. So what we offer is free, is fill in the blank sales pages, unlimited. And it's a way to sell your knowledge through digital products directly to your audience. I say this all the time. If you have an audience and you are not monetizing by selling to them, you're missing out on a big bag of money. Maybe you make money via ads on your site. Maybe you make money via working with sponsors. But if you've spent the time to build an audience, whether that be on a social media platform, whether that be in terms of blog traffic, whether that be in terms of your email list, or hopefully a combination of those, chances are you know something and that you're an expert, I say with a small e, and you've got something to help people with. If you can figure out what they are struggling with, you can turn it into a digital product. So with Milo Tree Cart, you can sell digital downloads, you can sell paid workshops, memberships, subscriptions, courses, any coaching, anything that can be digitally delivered, sell it with Milo Tree Cart. It's that simple. So if you head to milotreecart.com, you can buy it. And that's the other thing. We heard this from you guys. You wanted a lifetime subscription. Like you buy it one time and you never pay again. And that is what we did. It's $349. But to give you a little secret, or to share a little secret, we are running a Black Friday special soon. And if you want to hear about that, get on my email list. Let's see if here's a way to do it. Nope. Okay, go to milotree.com/quiz. You'll get on my email list and you'll also get a really fun personality quiz on what type of digital product you should create. So it's called what is your digital product personality? But get on my list because for the first 20 people who purchase Milo Tree Cart, we're offering them a whole VIP experience that you don't want to miss. So get on my list, go here, milotree.com/quiz. Just put your email address in and you will be one of the first to know. But if, again, open up this income stream if you have an audience. And we guide you through how to do it and make it super simple, and we help you with selling, because selling is typically the hardest part of the whole thing. Again, go to mylitree.com/quit. So what do I want to do today? I want to talk about my most recent podcast that I thought was interesting. There's a huge debate. Do you need to niche down? And I am going to be on the side of, if you don't have to do anything, and your blog is your blog and your audience is your audience. However, I think my most recent podcast episode promotes the messaging that if you niche down, your life as a blogger will be easier. So I've had bloggers on my podcast who are lifestyle bloggers, and we've gone back and forth to talk about, do you really need to niche down? And what I have found is that many lifestyle bloggers, people who call themselves lifestyle bloggers, who blog about food and parenting and travel and maybe DIY or home organization, end up niching down even if they don't know they're niched down. And what I mean by that is they typically, maybe they blog about 5 different things. Most of their content will fall into 1 or 2 buckets because that's the content that's doing well. And as I always recommend, lean into what's doing well. So even the lifestyle bloggers, you push them hard enough, they typically are not in 5 different niches or niches. So the question is, why should we niche down? And there's a whole host of reasons. One, you know your why, right? So if you are a certain type, so I interviewed a woman named Kate Shungu, and she has a blog called Gift of Hospitality. And she knew she was a food blogger. She wanted it to be about something to do with entertaining. So she decided, she launched it right at the beginning of the pandemic, and realized, oh my gosh, that's not going to work. And she stumbled upon a recipe from her grandmother, I think, of like rum balls. And it took off and it was really successful. And she found this niche, which is vintage cooking for the modern chef. So what she does is she looks at all of those old recipe books from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, where you've got those favorites, and she reworks those recipes for people's tastes today, but they have this nostalgic feel. I think that is so interesting. So people come to her blog because they see that recipe that has memories attached to it, or the food is just, right out of Mad Men. And that is what they're looking for her. So not only is she a food blogger, which is a niche, she has found a niche within being a food blogger. And the benefits of that, as I started to talk about, there are many. One is, what is something you will blog about and what is something you won't. So a big thing today are air fryers. And you know what? She doesn't blog about air fryer recipes because that doesn't really align with vintage recipes. Even though they're for the modern chef, I guess there's a way she could kind of do it, but she doesn't. And by a lot of times knowing what you don't do can be just as beneficial as knowing what you do. And therefore, she's able to work smarter because her North Star is so strong. In fact, one thing that Kate did that I thought was really powerful, she created an avatar named Judy, who's like in her 50s and loves like old recipes. And when she writes a blog post, she knows she's writing it for Judy. The end. Like that's her whole thing. And the other thing is that makes what she's doing really powerful is she knows what her audience wants, but also her audience knows what she's about. So if they think in terms of vintage recipes, they think in terms of her. And it's so difficult to be able to be known for something, right? Because again, if you're this blogger, this lifestyle blogger, and you're known for parenting and food and whatever, but like, let's say you like this lifestyle blogger for her food, but your kids are grown or you don't have kids, and she's sending parenting blog posts, you go, "Ooh, that's not for me." Whereas the more aligned you are with your audience, the easier it is to grow. Because when that audience member, say, gets an email from you, they know to trust you. They know to open that email because there's going to be something relevant for them. I say this to people. Bloggers will come to me and say, okay, I know I want to start a blog, but I don't know what. And I'm interested in all these different topics. What should I do? And I say, well, ask yourself this question. Oh, and they say this, I get bored really easily. And that's why I'm fearful that if I niche down, I'm going to get bored of what I'm talking about. So I feel like I need to leave the door open so I can talk about multiple topics. And I go, great, do that. I say, but the question I would ask yourself is your blog a business or a hobby? Because the one thing you don't want it to be is a jobby. Which is somehow somewhere in between a job and a hobby, because that's just a waste of your time. So if in fact it's a hobby and you are doing this and you want to put your recipes out and your parenting tips and let people know what you're about, and maybe you've got a political cause, or I don't know, maybe there's some message that you feel people need to hear from you, great. I say go do that, and that's amazing. But if you want to make money from your blog, then I say life isn't fair. And you don't get to do whatever you want if you want to make money, because Google will reward you for being in a niche. Google then gets to say, whoa, you're the expert on this. So when somebody's searching for it, I show this kind of content. And your audience then gets to see you as an expert in this specific thing. And they start to trust you even more. And that's how you grow your blog faster. And so when people say, well, I don't know if I could do it because I have all these interests, I go, well, most jobs at some point aren't fun, or there are tasks you have to do that aren't fun. So is there a way to niche down and still make it fun? Because if you can combine or you can get through the hard stuff. I promise you, every blogger has days where they have to do yucky stuff. Keyword research is not fun, or posting on social media, not fun, or who knows what it is. But that's kind of what a job is. A job is not 100% fun. There are benefits to being a blogger that makes money. One is you get to be your own boss. And to me, that's always been the thing that has made it worth it. Do I do a lot of crappy things during the day? I do. Do I have to answer a bunch of emails? Do I have to create blog posts? And I edit my own blog posts. I mean, not my own blog, my podcast episodes. I do that every week, and I send emails, and I just do a lot of stuff that I might not find so fun, but it's worth it, because at the end of the day, I get to be my own boss. I get to call my own shots. I don't have to answer to anybody. So that's and I make a nice living. So that is why it's worth it for me. And that's what I want to challenge you and say, be honest with yourself. Is there a way? If you want, I don't think it's possible to do it all your way and grow a successful business at the same time. So which is it? Which is more important and valuable to you? That's how I would set it up. We all, we need to make hard choices. So just to recap, and the other thing that was interesting about what Kate talked about was she's got little kids, and how hard it is to manage your time when you've got little kids, and that by being in a niche, it frees her up. So for example, her audience, let's say, are older women. Older women aren't on TikTok right now. So guess what? She's able to say, yeah, TikTok, not my platform. My platform's going to be Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest. I think it's actually Facebook and Pinterest. And you know what? That simplifies her life. So it's that idea of like with constraints comes freedom, comes being scrappy, but also you're not chasing all of these shiny objects. So at the end of the day, it's easier for you. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there because I'm faced with this question all the time. And I feel like having guests on like Kate helps me think through how to explain it. So again, if you're a blogger, go do whatever it is you want to do. Like nobody will tell you what to do. What I see from my end is the bloggers who are the most successful are in a specific niche. They know who their avatar is. They're constantly communicating to both Google and Pinterest what they're an expert in. They know where their audience shows up, so they know what platforms to focus on, and they don't focus everywhere. And those constraints help them, but do those constraints limit them? Sure. Which is why Kate doesn't do air fryer recipes. And she at some point might go, oh my God, I'm going to, I can't continue in this niche. And well, that's kind of a choice you might face. But really, if you want to give yourself as many advantages as you can, I think it's worth niching down. So I'd love to hear in a comment your thoughts about this recording and whether you agree with me and whether you have been able to be successful as a lifestyle blogger, whether being in a niche would drive you nuts. So therefore, there's no way, like that's not a possibility. So tell me what you think about this. Just because I'm on team niche. I'm curious what team you are on. Okay, so just to close, get on my email list if you want to really monetize in 2023 and get off of this social media treadmill and not be beholden to brands, but really start to sell directly to your audience. Sign up for my quiz. You don't even have to take it. You'll get the PDF though, but it's fun. It's a personality quiz. Sign up, get on my email list because you don't want to miss our Black Friday special. I think it's going to be super cool. And my whole, and what I will be doing is showing you how to build your digital product empire step by step. So if you buy it, this is one thing too, you buy it in November, you will then you automatically get an invite to a private workshop I am doing that I'm going to host at the beginning of January so that you can hit the ground running and you will have your first digital product to sell. So set yourself up in 2022 at the end for 2023 and find this new income stream that is waiting for you. That's like my goal, is to help you tap into that. So if you have any questions, let me know. Just leave them in a comment, DM me on Instagram at MiloTree, email me at jillian@milotree.com. I'd love to hear from you. And I want to know if you are on team niche. Are you? Or is it niche? That's a good one too. All right, so let me know how you feel about this. And I'm already feeling better. So thanks for listening. And I will pop in here again soon. And happy fall, everybody. Okay, bye-bye.